All right, welcome to number 199 of the Morning Journal. I am your host, G. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of time to hang out with me. Session 199. How about that? Today we're going to be talking a little bit about creative process, your personal creative process, and the ingredients, I guess you could say, that make it work for you, and maybe some of the things that you want to do to enhance that process. So, hopefully that's a vibe that you can get with, that you can find value in today. I want to shout out all the folks who joined us off the rip in the VIP to help us get things started. And welcome to everyone who is watching on the replays. I really appreciate your time and attention. As we always do, we like to get started with a little bit of a check-in to kind of get everyone on, bring everybody together, thinking about some similar ideas. So let's get started with that. Today's check-in is really about gratitude. So as you examine your current experience, and as you look at the things that are around you that are present in your life, what is something that you would like to express some gratitude for as we get started? Gratitude is a great place to start. So let us know right now, what are you most grateful for? I know the superlatives can be a little tricky because like most, does it have to be like the absolute most? Yeah, there's no wrong answer. And then you can answer more than once. But as you examine, as you look around, what things that pop up immediately for you that you are grateful for? Feel free to answer directly in the chat. If you have a journal in front of you now, or you have something that you want to write with and you want to engage in the experience that way, also super cool. So right now, I am most grateful for blank. I guess for me, I'm most grateful for my breath. However I felt a few moments ago, a couple deep breaths can change the game for me. So I'm grateful for that unique ability that we have and that unique access that we have to kind of modify our kind of physical, emotional state simply by breathing. That's amazing. So I'm grateful for that. Noble Ancient says, right now I am most grateful for the love from Harley and Alexis. They are really worthy of my gratefulness. A baseline decent blob says, I am grateful for good people in the world. I'm grateful for good people in the world. Chino says, I am grateful for living, no matter what, being able to pick myself up. I'm grateful for that. Enter a Nickname has joined us. Welcome in and thank you for being here. We're getting our conversation started today with gratitude. So let's see if we can find that vibration. Let's see if we can find that place where we can think about things that we are grateful for. Captain Phantom says, I don't know how to answer the question. I haven't been writing at all. So you're not sure what you're grateful for. Working has killed your creativity. That's a struggle that a lot of us face, especially, when our creative projects are in addition to the things that we have to do on a daily basis to take care of ourselves. I can understand that. Welcome in, Alexis. I'm glad to see you here, and you're coming in with Noble, Harley, Games, and G. The Morning Journal does a lot for me. Well, it does a lot for me to have you here. I really appreciate your perspective. And I hope that you're feeling well this morning. Sweet says, I'm grateful for a nice life trajectory lately. A nice trajectory. Sometimes we're not necessarily where we would prefer to be. You know, it might not be that live, the exact spot that we're in. But if we can look back and zoom out a little bit, we might notice that we've been, gradually getting better. So that gradual improvement, that moving in the right direction is something definitely worth acknowledging and being grateful for. Jovi is in the building. It's good to see you, Jovi. Thank you so much. Excited to see more of your journey. I know that you are, testing the waters with some ideas and topics to talk about. So we're excited I'm glad to have you here. Tim is in the building. What's happening? Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. So let's let us know if there's something that you want to share that you're grateful for as we kind of get warmed up for the session. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a couple creative prompts just to kind of get to get some of these neurons firing. I didn't want to, initially I was going to say to get the juices flowing, but I wanted to say something different because it's Thursday and I don't want things to get off the rails because I know how people do sometimes. So I have exciting news. Can I message you? Are you talking base? Is there someone here named Baseline? Or are you talking to me? Oh, I know. Baseline. Jay. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So if something new comes up for you that you want to show gratitude for, please feel free to drop it in the chat if something pops up for you. But I'm excited to share the next prompt with you because I want to see what y'all do with it. We're actually going to hop over to Cage's Cafe for a second. And shout out to Cage. I know that Cage has a newborn, so we don't see Cage in here very often, but he's still around. And if you are, Berlin mentioned Discord and how he's taken to that platform. We do have the Discord channel here, and Cage's Cafe is a channel in there. So if you aren't connected with the Discord, you can hop over to the links and find our Discord to see some prompts like these as well. So before we go there, Noble says, I'm grateful for friends and Spoon and interesting encounters with Cap. Yeah, y'all make an interesting combination in the chat for sure. When both of y'all are in here, it does create an interesting vibe. All right. All right, deep breath. We're going to go to the next prompt. And here it is. All right, so here's the scenario. As you open the used book you recently purchased, a scrap of paper falls to the floor. What's written on the paper? As you open the used book you recently purchased, a scrap of paper falls to the floor. Tell us what's on that paper. Keep going. Keep going. That's all. Just keep going. Yeah, there is just continuing is an underrated strategy to achieve what you desire to achieve. It's almost a cliche, the idea of giving up, right at the finish line. So enter a nickname says, there is a random phone number on the piece of paper. Jovi says, a receipt with an expired buy one cookie, get the second one 50% off. Nothing like an expired coupon. So enter a nickname. Do you dial the number? Are you the adventurous type who would dial a random number to see what's good? All right. Noble says, the receipt from the original first time the book was ever purchased. So, what is written on the paper? How much was the book? So, Sweet is wondering, should I use the one that actually happened? It'd be completely senseless. Hey, let's hear it. You never know. You never know. Captain Phantom says, mine says, life has no meaning. Love is a lie. Betrayal will follow you like a shadow. There is no point. So kind of like the opposite of what Jay said. Hi, it hits me from the other side. Do you hear me? Alexis says, remember to do the thing you keep saying you want to remember to keep. Remember to do the thing that you keep saying you want to remember and keep forgetting to do. Sweet says, to Paul, a book that every vegetable should have, and you're one wonderful vegetable, eat in. Huh? Okay. Chino says, I wanted to remind you that no matter what happens in this world, I'll always love you. That would be a beautiful message to receive for sure. DJ Prodigy is in the house. What's happening? Floating is here. We also have DJ Prodigy also creeping over on my Facebook page. That's what's up. What it do? So Sweet says that note was in a copy of Light in August by Faulkner. Look at Sweet out there buying used copies of great American literature. Buying used copies of Faulkner. How about that? Okay, so let me read the whole thing. To Paul, a book that every vegetable should have, and you are one wonderful vegetable. Eat in good health. Love best of luck. Getting out of the psycho ward of love. Best of luck getting out of the psycho ward of love. Okay. Yeah, that is kind of cryptic. SOK says mine would read, where is your mind? Where is your mind? The scrap simply has scribbled on it, stay positive. There you go. Thinking Paul just out of a breakup. Okay. And Paul, I guess, didn't care to keep the note. He wasn't ready yet. Yeah, sometimes it takes time to process that heartbreak. But hopefully Paul is doing well. All right. So that was cool. Just a little fun creative exercise before we get into the rest of the conversation. We're gonna get into, yeah, let's kind of keep this positive, primarily mostly positive vibe that we have going. I know that there are some notable exceptions to the positivity, but it's fine. um, Alice Luna is here. Welcome in, Alice. Thanks for joining us. Here we go. All right. So let's do a little bit of reflection and let me know what you think. What were you doing? What were you doing the last time you felt cool? What were you doing the last time you felt cool? Alice says it's a frozen morning for sure. Cold out there. I mean, not here, but I know in a lot of places. Ohio is here. It's good to see you. Let us know, what were you doing the last time that you felt cool? So Alice said, taking me back to the 99 and 2000s. Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 and 2000s. So what were you backing something up the last time you felt cool? Is what you're saying? Tim says the last time I was roller skating, the last time I felt cool. All right. I says take some more literal definition of cool. Saying I was at a concert, felt cool. It's like look at me. I'm out here living my best life. Tree is here. Good morning. Aloha. And thank you so much for gracing us this morning. We're talking about feeling cool. So a baseline decent blob says, I was at a concert. What concert? Who'd you go see? Captain says, I've never felt cool. Tree's gonna be mostly AFK, finishing up episode 6. That's what's up. I'm glad to know it. Glad to know that you pushed through. Chino says, I always feel cool when a girl approached me because she liked how I was dancing. You always feel cool when someone, I like how you dancing. I like your move. You got some pretty smooth moves. What were you dancing to, Chino? What kind of two-step were you working with? So Noble says the last time I felt cool was cleaning and being productive. So were you improving? Were you improving the flat, the legendary flat, and that felt cool? So Jay saw a bunch of people who I don't know. San Morimoto, Angel, Bat Dawid, and Bake St. David. I feel like, Jay, you making up words. Those aren't real concerts. You've never been to a concert, because those are all made up things. Jovi says, being productive is when I feel cool. Love it. Oh, you were dancing to some Mexican music? All right. Were you dressed as well? Did you have some boots on? Oh, you were dressed in full golf, and I guess that's given a lot of signals, right? You fully gothed out, and dancing to a Mexican song. You probably did. I'll admit that's a interesting scene in my head. Sweet was like, so many choices. I stay cool. Alexa says gaming with Noble and announcing next week's changeover for ROA. Felt cool. Okay. I know that DJ Prodigy probably felt cool on them ones and them twos. Captain Phantom says the Fonz is cool. Yeah, the Fonz is cool. Bullet belt chains and leather jacket. Well, the Fonz didn't wear a bullet belt, but that leather jacket that popped that collar real quick. Hey, I swore I was the Fonz when I was little. I had my thumb up in so many pictures. So many pictures I was like, hey. Oh man. It didn't even register the Fonz was like a ladies man. That wasn't the cool part. Like he'd hit that jukebox real quick, the music start, he'd snap his fingers and like it was like magic. Jovi wants to know, when do I feel cool? I feel cool every morning doing this. This is actually pretty cool. So I get my dose of cool every morning. Not a lot of times, not at the beginning, but usually, about I don't know, maybe 30 minutes in, I feel like I'm in my groove. It usually feels there's like a period of feeling cool, where I step outside myself. It's like, that was pretty cool. This is a pretty cool situation that we're dealing with right now. Oh man, sweet. I don't know. Is that the thing? Doing Naruto hand signs. I guess with the right ladies, with the right ladies, I guess it would be pretty cool. They had to look away. They were in awe. Yeah. Either they were in awe or, they were in such an intense, vicarious cringe that they couldn't bear to look. One of the two. I don't know. You choose. Either way. All right. I think we underestimate how cool we are. Even if we are, awkward in certain circumstances, or we don't necessarily see ourselves that way, we all have our zones of comfort and competence where you really are in your element and you're just kind of relaxed and present, and you have you feel good about yourself. It's like, hey, okay, I got this. I'm in my zone right now. So SOK says, I feel cool when I'm rocking those platform boots. Seeing the world from a whole new, from a whole new vantage point. And you look cool too. You put something on, you walk in, you look real cool until you hit that wobble real quick. I mean, that level of cool is kind of it's a very delicate state of cool, because a pebble can send that house of cards tumbling down, and then you out there looking like a newborn deer. Platform boots, step, step, step. All of a sudden, Bambi, Bambi, Bambi. R.I.P. those ankles, though. All right. All right, here we go. I think that sometimes cool is a problem because it is not coming from. They call that ambi. Yeah. For sure. 7 is here and B is here. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate you. Welcome in, Warrior. Thank you so much for joining us. We were talking about what you were doing the last time you felt cool. So is there something in your recent memory where you just kind of woke up in the situation and kind of imagine yourself from the outside? It's like, you know what? I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty cool right now. Welcome in, Mark88. Thank you for being here. The thing that pops into my mind, sometimes we think we're cool when we're not, but it really doesn't matter what other people think. If we feel like we're cool, I mean, you know, the scene that always pops up into my mind is this old movie from the late 80s, early 90s called I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. And there's this pimp who had gotten arrested and he'd been locked up for a while. And when he came out, you know, you got the clothes that you came in with. So he came dressed in full. He had on like this very garish suit and platforms, just like Esso's. But in his platforms, there were fish swimming. He had goldfish in his in his boots, and he was just stepping. You know? He had his staff, and he thought he was the coolest thing in the world, super fly. And then everybody was laughing at him. And then, of course, he hit that Bambi real quick, and the fish tanks in his shoes cracked and spilled. Yeah, he was fabulous, though, for those brief moments. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the next prompt if y'all are down for that. Let's do it. So let me know. And this is kind of getting into the main idea that we're going to be discussing today. And that is, what are you making today? I mentioned at the top of the conversation that we're going to be having, you know, talking about the creative process. And sometimes it's when we're doing the thing that we do well, that we've invested some time into getting good at. A lot of times when we are engaged in that, that's when we feel most like ourselves, like our best selves. So let's think about, what are you making today? And for it's music. I'm going to make some music today. What are you making besides a big old mess? I know Tree is making this video. Noble Ancient says, I am making memories with Alexis and hopefully an opportunity. Making some memories. So what are the ingredients of memories made? What are the ingredients of memories made? Good morning, Avon. It's good to see you here, right side up. It's been a while, but I'm thankful that you made it back. It's awesome to see you. The ingredients of memories are extreme joy and extreme trauma. Well, I think that potentially, yes. So, a baseline decent blob is making plans. Jovi is making photo edits, making meetings. The ingredients for memories are anything and everything, probably plus noticing. Anything could become a memory if we notice it, right? If we take a moment and be present with it. So for Noble, the ingredients of a memory are experiences plus kindnesses plus 24 hours. Yvonne, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate you. If y'all don't mind taking a second to just drop a couple green hearts in the chat. My mom is here, woke up. So just drop a couple green hearts of greeting. So Sweet says, I'm making a cup of coffee and at least a page of two of writing. Jay said, hopefully I'm not making tears because I'm tired of that. At least not those types of tears. At least not those type. Because I think there are some tears that we never tire of. Because, it feels good to be moved in the way that you would like to be moved. So, hopefully we won't be making any sad tears. Curry Chan and Bear, welcome in. Making my way downtown, walking fast, facing past, and I'm homebound. I knew someone was going to do that. I was hoping someone would do that. As soon as I made the prompt, I was like, somebody's going to hit me with that, Speaking of memories, I tend to remember unique odd things. So that might add to the ingredient of this. Yeah, the little things that stand out. Chino says, I'm making my way to the vet. My cat's tail was cut, stripped around 3 inches long. Oh no, that's no good. That's no good. Esso says, I'm making concepts for pop-up play installations that address inclusivity, emotional regulation, and stress. Pop-up play installations. That sounds like fun. Stress reduction. I love that. That sounds fun. I says, this guy introduced himself to me once like, my name is Nathan, nickname Nate, street name, Top Gun. I love that. I think we should all do that. We should all be that thorough in the way that we show up and bring ourselves. So Tim says, I am making progression with my working out on day 2. It feels slightly easier. And connections with other humans. I'm making connections with other humans and progress on my fitness. Love it. Cousin Cora is here. Welcome in. It's good to see you this morning. Thank you. Let us know, what are you making today? That's the question that we are working with. So Esso says, it would be fun to be working on this if it wasn't 3 a.m. and I didn't have class at 8. All right. I think it's interesting. It's an interesting project. Of course, we are human beings and we're not defined by what we do and what we make. But I do think that we have a creative impulse in us. And most of the time we are healthier when we engage in that creative impulse. And it doesn't have to be something that's draining and exhausting. It's really a matter of just maintaining a flow. Sometimes we feel stuck because we haven't been making anything. We process our experiences in a variety of ways. Sometimes it's through conversation and connection. Sometimes it's processed through the things that you create and that you put your attention into. You kind of keep everything flowing by making stuff of what happens around you. Making something of it. I heard a very interesting quote, and I can't remember the original source. A lot of times, like, the things that we make kind of equate to the story that we are going to tell about our day and our experience. And if you don't tell your story will tell you. And, it'll have you kind of sleepwalking and trapped in a pattern of action and behavior that seems to be coming out of nowhere. So Noble, I will say this. I enjoy Cap's banter here. I don't take it seriously. So I don't want you to feel, Cap, I don't want you to feel unwelcome. I understand what you're doing here, and I understand where your heart is at. So your presence here doesn't bother me, just to say. I just want to make that clear. All right, what are you making today is the question. Yeah, I agree with you, Noble. This. I love having Cap in here doing this thing. Barry is here. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Grandmother Edna is over on Facebook. Good morning. We're talking about what you're making today. So if there's something that is on your horizon that you're going to be working on, please feel free to share that. Tipsy Talk, welcome in. It's been a minute. It's good to see you. All right. If we're ready, we can go to the next prompt. Think about what you're making today. And then kind of as a follow-up to that, this is the next direction that we want to go. Alexis, did I miss yours? Let me see. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. A clean litter box for Harley. A convo with a stranger. And progress with my ED and mental health. A clean litter box first and foremost. Let's take care of Harley because Harley takes care of you. Conversation with a stranger because that is something that you are working to do. Expand your comfort zone. And then progress with your eating disorder and mental health. Those are all great things to make. All right. Again, I appreciate your patience as we work through this process. Sometimes the chat will move beyond me and I'll miss something that you said. I usually don't miss the check marks, but sometimes I do. So let's go a little bit deeper into this idea of making something today. And here's the question for you. What is the primary motivation behind your creative work? What is the primary motivation behind your creative work? So Grandmother Edna says, I am creating a network with elder artists. That is what Grandmother Edna is creating from over on Facebook. A networking with elder artists. And what is the motivation behind that? So the motivation for some folks in what they're doing, Avon says, legacy is my motivation. I'm thinking about legacy. Having made the place that I am better for having been there is a motivation. A baseline decent blob says, the motivation behind my creative work is to escape. Wow. So here's the thing. Sometimes we think we're escaping through creative work, but if you're actually making something, it could be that you're not escaping at all. It could be that you're just processing it, So Britt says hi. Britt is hanging out with Barry. Hi, Britt. Glad to know that you are listening in and that you are in the company of a friend, and I hope that you're feeling well today. Tipsy Talk says that exercising my creativity is an outlet for my messy emotions. So Tipsy Talk uses creativity as an outlet for those messy emotions, kind of creating order and making meaning and sense out of stuff that's just all over the place inside of you. So you're creating something that makes sense out of things that feel senseless, especially emotions on the romantic front. Oh yes, love is one of the most powerful inspirations behind a lot of creative work because it's hard to make sense of it just with just language and just kind of a description. Is so much deeper than that. So grandmother Edna mentioned that networking with elder artists is what she's making, and doing it because elder artists are being written off. They're seen as invisible. So by connecting with other elder artists, creating more visibility, more outlets for impact that the wisdom that elders have. So what's an elder artist? I guess the most simple definition, Captain, is just someone who is not only bringing craft and creative talent, but also wisdom and life experience that they're able to invest in the things that they create. So that would be my definition of an elder artist. Maybe people who are kind of carrying on traditions, creative traditions that are being lost in the shuffle. So more folks have been sharing their motivation. We got Alexis Autumn Elf saying that the motivation is my deep desire to become healthy and improve my support network. Plus, you got to spoil the bun. Yeah, you got to take care of Hartley for sure. Jovi's motivation is to entertain others and to network and build connections. Art is a powerful tool to build connection because sometimes when you encounter someone, sometimes you can have a conversation and get a feel for what you are about, what they are about. But sometimes it can be even more powerful to just say, here, I made this. And that is a great way to start the conversation because the things that you create can say a lot more about you than just your words, because it's like a piece of evidence and it's like a way for people to understand you on a deeper level. And the fact that you had the courage to make it and to share it, it automatically attracts the people for whom it is for. And it's not going to be for everybody, that's fine. But yeah, creative work as a way to build connection. I love that. Networking and build connection through what you make. Don't talk about it. Be about it, right? I did this. Here, take a look. Sweet says, self-expression and self-love are the primary motivations behind his creative work. Jovi also wants to create to inspire others. I love that. I don't know what autocorrect was trying to say, but I guess you try to inspire others. I know I says that you create for that feeling of accomplishment. There's something beautiful about being able to look back at your experience or what you did and you know what? I did that. And nobody can take it away for you. And sometimes you surprise yourself. Sometimes you don't recognize the way that you've grown until you make something that you couldn't have made before. And now a lot of times the things that we make are like artifacts that trace your growth. So it's important that wherever you are right now, however skillful you are, or how unskilled you might find yourself to be, it's important to keep making things and keeping them because it'll show you how you've grown. And when you can literally see in front of you the ways that you've grown, then it gives you so much confidence to take the next step and make the next level of progression. So Absolutely love that. So Grandmother Edna says that the ones who came before and still painting footprints in visual designs, we can see people, our heritage lives in the things that we create. It's kind of imprinted in us. And it's our responsibility as an artist to keep putting it out in front of the people so that they can experience it as well. We keep legacies alive, not just the ones that we create, but the ones that we lived into. The people who set things up for us. It's almost like a debt to them that we owe so that they can keep living through what we create. So I love that. Esso says, my motivation is to be of service and solving problems from a passionate place. Solving problems. Art as a service, creative work as a service. I mean, there's so many ways that art is leadership, art is service, and there's always a gift inside. All right, let's see what else we have here. I'm so glad that everyone is so tapped in to why it is they do what they do. So on those days and in those times where you're not really feeling it, these reasons, if you keep these reasons in mind, legacy for James, for sure, that can kind of get you over the hump of when you're not really, quote unquote, feeling it. Bora, welcome in. Thank you for joining us as well. Tree says, my motivation is having a purpose. I feel like I'm lacking in certain areas. So creating things gives you a sense of purpose. And so I'm talking more about design rather than art. Well, I know that there is a technical, there is a very technical distinction between the two. I think when you add the element of service to art, then that's what you come up with. Design. Grandmother Edna is dropping out. Well, thank you so much for being here. And you said you have your morning prayer, so we're here every morning. And anyone who's here, if it's your first time listening in, we do this 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday. So if there is something that is, if this is something that would fit well with your daily routine, we'd love to see you here and have you as a part of the conversation. So for design, it's solving problems, and for art, it is a need for self-expression. Got it. So even though the product may be similar, the motivation behind the work or the intention behind it is different. I understand what you mean now. It's okay. All right. So keep in mind, as you go through the day, the thing that you're going to create today, or the thing that you're going to make progress on today, you might not feel like doing it in the moment. It might get difficult at times. Well, I haven't left the topic yet, but I got you, Noble. If you can tap into those reasons, then it can be a very powerful tool to get you over the slow times and the difficult times. So Noble says, my primary motivation for my creative work is to entertain others and get through the games I make and get into active markets. You want to get what you make out into the marketplace. You make it to be entertaining, and you want to get it out there in front of the people so more people can have the experience that you think will enhance the quality of their life. So, all right. So here we go. We're coming close to the top of the hour. We're going to get ready to go into the next prompt. If y'all are ready to do that, go ahead and drop a heart in the chat. Shout out to Richard, just came in with the fist up. It's good to see you. So here is the next one. I think a lot of times we may have already put a considerable amount of effort into the primary skill that we apply to our creative work. So if you are a visual artist, you may already have some skills related to your specific discipline, but there are often some supporting skills that are required in order to take things to the next level. There might be some what they call soft skills or internal, personal, interpersonal skills that might actually be the barrier between the idea that you have and bringing it to fruition, bringing it to the marketplace, as Noble described. So as you look at your creative work, the things that you are inspired to do and to contribute to the world, the gift that you have honed and that you want to share, what are some of the supporting skills? What are some of the other things that might be necessary for you to work on in order for you to go to the next level? So for Noble, it is possibly adding some graphic design and finding some technology-based courses. So the graphic design, and I don't know what elements of technology you might necessarily be looking for. So those are places to look, the courses and the workshops. What are the skills that you think you might gain through those workshops? And what are some of the specific things that you might be able to zero in on? One of the biggest challenges is now we have the opposite problem that people had in the past. There was people didn't have necessarily access to the information that was required to get certain things done. Now, the information is out there. We have the opposite problem. We have a curation problem. We have a decision problem. What do I need to focus on? All this information is out there. What's most important? What do I need to delve deeper into? Serious Strawberry has joined us. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. We're talking about those supporting skills. Jovi says learning more about editing programs and learning more about the specs on a DSLR. So Jovi, I don't know. Are you still shooting on auto? Are you shooting on auto still, Jovi? Have you Jovi said, yo, I'm full auto, yo. I'm not messing around with them. F what? What's a F stop? Well, what happens? How do I get that shallow depth of field? What does this ISO thing mean? What difference does the shutter speed make? Yeah, that's once you learn how to use that camera, it's like a paintbrush, really. The manual settings on a camera and the array of lenses and situations where you use them can really turn a camera into like a paintbrush. So you'll get there, You can trial and error it, or you can be a little bit more, you know, like structured in the way that you learn it, but definitely learn it. So for Alexis, it is social skills, marketing, and writing. Those are the supporting skills. I would say that maybe writing is a primary one, and the social part might be kind of the supporting ones as a writer. But I guess it depends on the which aspect of your creative journey you're talking about. So I says, apart from the DAW skill, I would say you need to be able to communicate with other artists. So people skills. Yeah. Unless you can't just sit there and tap on it's fun to just sit up in the room and just tap on your machine or mouse click or whatever interface you use to get the sound out into the world. And you definitely want to master that, but eventually, yeah, it's about building relationships with people. Steve is here from the Hold Up TV. Welcome in. It's good to see you this morning. So a baseline decent blob says perseverance is a supporting skill. Yeah, that building up of that grit. When it gets a little tough, how do I keep going? And a lot of times these skills, supporting skills, are transferable. Like even when you go into a different creative path, you might find these skills operate. So Esso says, I need to make product rendering ASAP and publish my portfolio ASAP. An opportunity came up. Oh man, I love it. Yeah. Everybody wish SOK luck. All right. I see you, Noble. The whole world, I see you, Noble. That's good luck with that. The combo with this triangle. Alexis, like, I just wanted to kind of I wanted to hint at it. Noble just want to say all of it. I love it. Okay. So here's a beautiful reality about those supporting skills that we might need to take our work to the next level, to get our work in front of more people, whatever the case may be. All of the skills don't necessarily have to reside in your own body or in your own head. That's the beautiful thing about community and team and connection. Now, a lot of times, creative folks can go through a phase where they have to be in control of everything, right? But in most cases, you're going to come to a point where you're going to need a team. You're going to need people who have some of the unique skills that you might be missing, or else you're going to be the limiting factor, especially if something like legacy was one of the values or one of the reasons and motivations behind what you do. It's hard to really build legacy on the solo tip. You dig? It's like you're going to need some support. So who's missing from your team? Now, it might not be a specific person. Think about a skill set or a capability. There might be some things within the, that fall in the realm of what's necessary for you that you definitely need to get covered, but maybe not by you. So, who's missing from your team? We understand, to the degree that you understand what's required for your work to have its most significant and meaningful impact. Who do you need in your corner to help you make that happen? Alexis says, yo, I need an accountant because Noble has me doing mathy bits, and I'm not really about the mathy bits. I love it. For sure. Sometimes you got to go hard. Sometimes you got to go hard and do a lot of things yourself. But, recognizing where you're, where you might feel a little bit lacking. If you have, for instance, I know that Jay was talking about like the perseverance piece, being able to stick through things. Sometimes what you need on your team is an accountability partner, somebody that's going to check in with you, that's going to say, hey, how's that thing going? Someone to bounce ideas off of. That is what is missing from your team. A trusted person with insight and taste that can give you meaningful feedback and help you kind of get the flow of ideas going. I think a lot of times it's really odd. What comes to mind for me is music studio environments. Is one place that really jumps out at me as a place where sometimes a person on a team from the outside, you're like, well, why are they there? Like, they don't seem to be adding anything, why is this person always around? But sometimes it's really about creating a vibe. Sometimes it's just like having certain people around can sort of create an energy, and you're like, yo, I can just vibe with this person. I just need certain types of people around me, and it's like it just kind of creates the right vibe for me to do my best work. So that's one of the places, like in my experience, where that's true, where even if there isn't, the contribution isn't something that you can necessarily put your finger on and say this person added this specific thing, you recognize, it could just be like you look at them as a gauge, like their reaction to something is a good gauge for you to let you know how you're doing, So, that's valuable in that context. And there's a lot of other contexts where they're just those people who can give you a good indication of where you're at. So, what's missing from your team? I know Noble says my team needs sincere and proper reinforcements. Each category now needs at least 2, or it feels short-lived and sincerely lacking. Yeah, I think you recognize, you start realizing, like, you as you go along, you don't know in advance what's missing, but as you move along, you're like, man, I really need to improve in this area, and this is outside of my realm of capacity. Prodigy says, half of you are my team. You motivate me all the time. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Someone to bear witness and be audience to what you're creating, it can give you a lot of motivation, for sure. Zenix, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. We're thinking about what's missing from our team. You have a project that matters to you, and it could be that you're stuck because you feel isolated in some way. And it could be that it's a skill that you need to develop yourself, or it could be something that you need to reach out to the community to help bring into your experience. So which is it for you? All right, let's see here. Okay. So Sweet said, I don't know if I got one for this one. I'm not at that point yet. I says, I need the whole team, yo. I need everybody. I need a manager. I need somebody to help me with placements. I need a mastering engineer. I need a lawyer to help me clear these samples. It needs all the parts. I'm trying to get up out this bedroom, yo. All right. So I guess we all reach a point, even in endeavors that are somewhat solitary. Like, you can pretty much do it by yourself. Like, you can write by yourself, but maybe you need an editor. Maybe you need a beta reader, somebody to give you feedback. You sure can paint and create visual art, but maybe you need a curator to help you put together an exhibition or to put your work in front of the right folks, So if you are just getting started in a specific creative endeavor, or if your creative work is just a practice of growth and healing for you, then you might be all that you need. But if it's something that you're going to give to the world and bring to the world, I think by definition it's a difficult thing to do alone. So, yeah. Are we ready to get into this next one? Let me make sure. Did I miss something? Okay, no, I'm good. Are we ready? Go ahead and drop a heart in the chat if we're ready. All right, here we go. And as we get ready to go into this one, let me just remind you, this is, if you look at the top of the screen, this is session number 199. So what that means is tomorrow is what? Number 200. And we've been talking about session 200 for a while. Even if you can't stay, even if you got other stuff to do, and if you can just pop in here for a second to say what's up for session number 200, I would really, really appreciate that. Because I want to make sure that we are acknowledging this journey together, and I definitely couldn't do it without you. So just a reminder, tomorrow, session 200, we might do more than just one stream. I know we always do more streams on Friday, but the celebration will be kind of throughout all of the streams. So just keep that in mind. Quick reminder. Okay, so here we go. So let's bring this to sort of a practical place real quick. Here we go. And the question, what is one small step you can take to advance your most important project? What is one small step you can take to advance your most important project? Hi, Edney. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. It's important to remember that even a small step, there isn't a step that's too small to be acknowledged and celebrated. So let us know, what is a small step? A lot of times we get overwhelmed by the enormity of a task, right? We're looking at sort of this long, we're looking in front of us at this kind of long journey that we're going on. And it can be a little bit disheartening. But no matter how long it is, it's always just one step at a time, right? So, over 400 hours of morning journal. Yeah. Not 2,400 hours. Because each one is 2 hours. So, yeah, over 400 hours of morning journal for sure. Yeah, minus the 2 for sure. All right. So Noble says, one small step. Connect with Alexis and design what needs to be written for ROA's books. That is a small step you can take. Wham is over on YouTube, and he is letting us know. In case nobody has told you today, I'm here to tell you that you are beautiful and important. For sure. Thank you, Wham. Alberto, you snowed in, fam? Are you snowed in? I know it's rough out there. The Midwest is catching it. So yeah, let's think about those small steps that we can take. No matter how big the goal is, there is a small step that's available to you today, right now. So what would that be? Mr. Swag 2021 is in the building. Thank you so much for joining us. Right now we're contemplating those little steps that we can take. They all matter. They add up. So which ones can you focus on today? So Wham is also snowed in. Couldn't go to work yesterday. He's going to get another 3 days off. It's amazing, right? What a winter. I don't know if y'all heard yesterday, but the one of the groundhogs for Groundhog Day died on Monday, right before Groundhog Day. Man, the main one was cool, but there's more than one of them. But one of the, groundhogs, he said, yo, I'm not about that this year. Y'all have to guess whether it's going to be, I'm never seeing my shadow again. So that's crazy. Yeah, the groundhog's I'm over it, fam. Yeah, yeah. It's a universal groundhog. Oh man. Okay, let's think about it, folks. This is the part where the rubber meets the road. Um, Everyone has shared some really incredible, meaningful, useful ways that they express themselves creatively over the course of the conversation today. So I want to kind of bring our attention to like what's one thing we can do to move that thing forward. Alexa says I can put myself out there. Put myself out there. I says I can study. What are you going to study? What are you going to study? You're going to study maybe you know brush up on your frequencies a little bit. Oh, you said scripture. Oh, I'm talking about music, and you talking about your faith. We were on different pages there. I was gonna say, oh, I thought you were talking about how to EQ them kicks, create space in your mix for that kick and that bass. He said most important project. Okay, got it. He said first scripture, then EQ. All right. I have to tell you that I have mixed emotions. We have a lot of cool folks watching and listening in different places. And they looking at me up here looking like good times again today. I tell you, I thought I had this fixed. But yeah, I'm sepia tone again. I look like a faded picture in your photo album on the shelf. All right. Yeah, I'm 19's 20G, see? I feel like I need to pick up the pace of my speech real quick. I'm gonna start calling y'all. I don't know, what did they call each other? Oh, I should have just put the joint in black and white. Okay, so I want to help artists that want to grow by playing and mixing their music. So as a DJ, the DJ's role in kind of bringing out new music is fully underappreciated and still more important, just as important as it ever was. There's nobody that can make you pop like the right DJ to, put your music in context. I think that a lot of times there's a level of creativity that a DJ can bring to including your work alongside other work in the context of a live experience that might capture people's attention in a way that they would not have noticed if they had just stumbled across it. We like stuff that goes with something, and maybe a good DJ can show you these things kind of go together. Ah, okay, yeah. And then all of a sudden you got a new favorite song. And sometimes the way a DJ presents a song is better than the original artist intended, because they have that instant feedback. They see the people in real life react to things. So they understand when they hear a track, they can understand what to bring out in the moment to make it work. That's why there's so many. That's why there's so many of your best producers are DJs, because they have honed that instinct in real time in front of people, and they understand how the energy of music works in a way that you can't just guess at. You have to kind of be there and develop a feel for that. So I definitely appreciate that, Prodigy. All right. All right, folks, we're going to have an extended period of VIP time today. You can check out DJ Prodigy. He'll be live on here in probably just a few minutes. It's Thursday, so it'll be Throwback Thursday. You'll get to listen to some, some old jams. Steve adds that also DJ finds the best moments in every song. Yeah, this is the moment right here. It's like, what can I check them out right here? Check them out live, baby. Okay. All right, folks. Let me go ahead and we're gonna have an extended VIP period because I got some stuff I want to talk to y'all about. So. Let me say thank y'all. This has been a really beautiful session. It's been a little bit faster paced today, and that was kind of intentional. It's even one prompt less than I usually give. But I wanted to make sure that we haven't had, like, last couple of days we kind of ran right up against the edge, and I wanted to have some time to talk to y'all. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and do this. Okay. Let's see how we're going to end this up today. Let me clear my throat a little bit and see who's up in the VIP. Let's see who's out here hanging with me. All right, from the top of the list, here we go. Here's the outro for everybody listening. Thank you. We got up in the VIP, we got Tree editing in the background so that we can see episode 6 of the Treehouse on YouTube. You'd better subscribe. We also got SOK doing that last minute work to get it out there. We got a couple hours left to make that model play, and then we're gonna have like an outstanding day. We also got Ghostly Hollows off in the cut lurking. Still, we here for certain. Certainly glad that you're just listening in if that's what you're doing. Also, we got Mr. Swag 2021 here coming, hanging out and just having some fun. We also got Mr. Gate Black Man. What's up, my friend? I've seen you around. I hope to see you again. Also, Oyo working on the major project, which is his Soul, and we know we got Soul with the beats and the songs and all the fun things that you do. I'm glad to have you as a part of the crew. Of course, Noble Ancient up in here, rocking the games, marking the games RL way for Armistice Games. It's live. It's live, and I've ran out of rhymes to say with Noble Ancient, so let's see who's next. Of course, it's the best, the better half, Alexis, Autumn Elf. Keep the rhymes on the shelf, I guess. I'm gonna go to the next. Steve with Hold Up TV, got 17 different programs on his channel. Let's see. There's Conversations That Matter, Witnessing the Date, I Guess We Can Disagree, Help Me, Request Box Live. Am I missing anything? The hardest lurking man on the audio scene, the Steve. We also got Pandora up in here. Love to see you, my friend. Even if I don't hear you, I know you just here vibing. I'm running out of beat, so let's see. I'm just gonna have to talk through the rest of them. There's a lot of y'all in here, so I'm just gonna say thanks to y'all in regular. I'm just gonna thank the rest of y'all in regular. We got Tim up in here. What's up, Tim? I'm glad that you're here. He's like, man, I didn't get no rap. Sorry, ran out of beat. I guess I could start it over. Okay, I started the beat over because maybe I need an extended version of the outro song. But we got Tim up in here. I'm not gonna say nothing else, but later. Yeah, put it on loop. Yeah, put it on loop. All right, who we got? We got Sweet. Yes, Sweet is here. Up on his feet is here, doing them calf raises to get that diamond in the back like a Cadillac from 1976. In fact, I know you're working on that jump shot. Keep working on that jump shot. We got Ed Nye. Hello, Ed Nye. I don't think we've met before, but I'm glad to see you here amongst us, and I hope to see you again. Welcome in, my friend. And Warrior Monroe is up in here, silently listening, going through the things that you're going through, but we glad to have you with us as you strive and survive. You know we like you in the live, and we love the art that you share. Always glad that you're here. Yeah, I got a rap career. I need to go see Prodigy so I can get my joint to pop off. Oh yes, we got a baseline decent blob, aka Jay, here for the second day in a row. I'm glad that I could provide something that makes your life a little better. Rocking that purple always, because that's what you do. A purple blob. And then DJ Prodigy is up in here. Longtime friend, DJ extraordinaire. I think I got everybody now. Thank y'all. If you came in the middle of that and I didn't see you come in, thanks for being here. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I'm going to stop it for the folks listening in. The rest of the stream is for the VIPs. If you want to get with that, I don't know. I guess if you know, you know. We'll see you soon.